Hello, everybody. My name is Brian.
And my name is Michael.
Michael and I, we have a hobby, and our hobby is checking. And since we both share that hobby, when you put the two of us together, we're checking it twice.
Twice.
But what is the it that we check? Well, that it is, in fact, some sort of a Christmas special, an episode of a show, perhaps, or a movie. But in this case, it is indeed an episode, and it is the episode A Hearth's Warming Tale of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. And before you say anything
Season
about...
6.
Season 6, of course. Before you say anything about... Really? Are you talking about this? Please, it's 2020. Get over yourself. I don't even want to address it. If this show wasn't called My Little Pony, if it was just called Magical Friendship Land, it would probably get less of a bad rap. Just get over it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be like, what? Really? What? If they're on this channel listening to this, like, hello?
I would think that it wouldn't be a big deal, but you never know. Maybe we'll get some people who are appalled, but we shall see. A Hearthwarming Tale, an episode that, once again, much like Miracle on 34th Street, it aired not during the Christmas time, not at all, even further away from December. It was May 14th, 2016 that this episode premiered.
May the 14th be with you.
Yes, the May the 14th special. What we got here, this isn't the first time that MLP did a sort of holiday-themed episode. They have this Hearth's Warming Eve holiday established as early as Season 2. It's basically their little wintry holiday that they revisit various times throughout the show. But I wanted to talk about this episode specifically, both because it is a lovely episode, and also because, Michael, you've been going through the show at a very gradual rate, isn't that right?
Yes. Slower than another show that has slow episode air dates.
Good joke.
Because I watched Season 2, like, live when it happened.
Yep.
Season 3 live when it happened. And then I just kind of slowed down after that.
Yes, yes.
And I've never, like, thought, oh, yes, I have dropped the show and had to come back to it. I always have been intending to watch it.
Yeah.
But it's just been a slow burn for me. And then when we were deciding to do this, it was like, oh, you're just like 8 episodes away from this one. I was like, oh, cool. Let's do it.
Right.
That'll be awesome.
Exactly. I have seen the full series, so I knew that you were very close to this. So I highly encouraged you to catch up. And get to A Hearth's Warming Tale. And here, as the opening song declares, Hearth's Warming Eve is here once again. All the songs, yes, because Michael, as soon as this started, you said...
I said that right before they started singing. Because, like,
yes.
the music, like, started, like...
You could tell.
Beginning,
like,
and I was like,
yeah.
Oh, if this is just, like, a full musical, I'll be, like, hype. And it was, and I was hype.
Yeah. A foundation must be laid that we've had several musical episodes of the show previously. We had the Season 3 finale, of course, Magical Mystery Cure.
Which is good.
Which is really good. We had Pinky Pride, the Weird Al episode, which is also amazing. Like, arguably a lot of the best episodes of the show, honestly. Because then you also have the Cutie Mark Crusaders episode, the one where they, spoiler alert, finally get their cutie marks.
Crusaders of the Lost Mark.
Crusaders of the Lost Mark, exactly.
I think that one is my favorite. So I was talking to you about this earlier. As of right now, it is.
It's an absolute classic.
I mean, honestly, this one's pretty close, though. I love this one. Spoiler alert for my thoughts.
Absolutely. Well, this episode, all I'm trying to say is that it really had a tall order, because, like, the musical episodes of this show, they're the giants. It's really some of the best, most iconic, memorable episodes of the show, with just really huge standout moments, like oftentimes, like, things that totally change the fabric, like Twilight becoming an alicorn, or, yeah, the Cutie Mark Crusaders getting their cutie marks, or Weird Al showing up, which is bound to change anyone's life. So, it had a lot to live up to, and it's very good. It's very good. Yeah, so it's basically the way that they do this plot. We're in Season 6 at this point, so I don't know where any of you listeners may be at in terms of the Ponyverse, but there's this new character Starlight Glimmer. She was previously an antagonist, ruled over this village in which all ponies were made to be equal. They all had equal signs instead of cutie marks. It was a whole thing, but they're in the process of reforming her. It's kind of like this season is very much about the reformation of her and her kind of like finding a community amongst the main 6. She kind of isn't that crazy about Hearthwarming Eve, because she's like, it's just a day dedicated to presents and candy. But Twilight, our good mentor Twilight, and her mentor as well, tells her that it's about more. It's a time to spend with friends and family as you celebrate Equestria's history. And a little history for you about MLP. The first season 2 episode is the one when they put on the play, where they talk about the history of Hearthwarming Eve. So Starlight's just like, look, I think, honestly, it's just an excuse for silly songs and fun. It's not a day to remember some old story. Twilight's like, maybe I haven't heard the right one yet. And Starlight recounts that first Hearthwarming episode by saying, oh yeah, well, it's the Earth Ponies, the Pegasi, and Unicorns singing songs around a hearth to fight back against an eternal winter caused by the mythical Wendigos. Everyone knows that story. And Twilight goes, not that one, because we're not rebooting that episode. We're rebooting A Christmas Carol instead by Charles Dickens. That's what we're doing. You definitely kind of picked up on this pretty quickly as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, I literally just watched part of A Christmas Carol earlier today, so it was in my mind.
Which Christmas Carol were you watching, outside of the context of this podcast?
I don't know, it was one that was on TV.
One that was on TV. Very good, very good.
When she's just, like, kind of being a grouch, I was like, oh, it's Christmas Carol, let's go. Because I love Christmas Carol.
Yeah. Well, this is the start of... It's really going to be a story arc on the Checking It Twice podcast, because there may be another Christmas Carol that we'll visit at some point. Who's to say? It's hard to tell. We'll need the spirit of Christmas future to really...
Christmas yet to come.
Christmas yet to come. My apologies. No, the yet to come sounds so much cooler. I'm sorry. But yes, so basically, Twilight's like, I'm going to tell you a story, my favorite holiday story, because forget the other one from season 2, doesn't matter, a Hearthwarming tale. And it's a story of a powerful unicorn named Snowfall Frost. And Snowfall Frost, much like Starlight Glimmer, seems to not very much enjoy Hearthwarming Eve. And so, of course, it's that classic vibe where you got these cartoon characters you know and love, very much in the tradition of, like, Mickey's Christmas Carol. It is portrayed, they're portraying the roles. Starlight is Snowfall. She has, like, a little assistant, Snow Dash, who's played by Rainbow Dash, and so on and so forth. And Snowfall Frost is this powerful unicorn, not as powerful as Star Swirl the Bearded, but still very powerful, and is not a fan of anything other than doing her magic. Anything else is just a waste of time. She just discounts the holiday as, like, spreading this silly legend, telling every pony that singing songs and being nice will solve anything. No, you work hard, you learn, and you use your skills to better Equestria. And we get one of several laugh out loud gags in the episode, honestly, where she starts kind of, like, doing the classic thing that you see in all these Christmas Carol interpretations, letting the worker go home early, and before she even finishes the sentence, it's Rainbow Dash just, like, leaves immediately. It's very funny.
It is very funny.
Did you enjoy kind of this old-timey aesthetic, so to speak?
You know, typically I don't, but I do enjoy, like, it in this context. Like, in a Christmassy, like, Christmas Carol type context, I'm always like, yeah, look at them all. Let's go.
Same.
Like, it just feels very Christmassy.
It does. I always worry about a period piece as well, but when you just slap some Christmas on it, just get a nice wreath on the door. I'm in. Snowfall Frost starts singing her solo, which really affirms the fact, we got our second song. Yep, it's a musical episode. Singing about how all memories shall fade away. No more shall any pony say, happy Hearthwarming. After today. Not after today from a Goofy movie. It would be great if she started singing that. No. She's singing a dark, evil song about how she's going to cast this spell that will stop Hearthwarming Eve forever. Just in case I didn't make that clear. So we will occasionally return to the framing device of the episode, which is Twilight and Spike as well, reading Starlight this story, and it's the nice little cute wraparounds with like commercials and such, and you get some nice little self-aware humor. Starlight's like, I don't think it's very likable what's happening here. I don't know why someone would do something like this. And Spike's just like, this is literally you. Like, this is such a clear analog to who you were. Like, not just who you were, but how you're being now.
This you?
Yeah. This you. Yes. Spike says, this you. And Twilight goes, every pony has their reasons for doing things, even Snowfall. And if we continue the story, we might just find out what they are. And indeed we do. Because we meet our first spirit of the night. Because I really like the justification for it here. Just everything in general, the whole idea of having a Scrooge character, instead of just like, usually the Scrooge doesn't like Christmas very much, and the bad influence they spread is more just their bad mood. Here it's like literally it's a magic spell that's going to destroy the holiday forever. So in this case, even preparing this spell, the first spirit says, you don't think a spell like that would get by without some powerful forces noticing? You've got our attention, and we've got some pretty strong opinions on this spell of yours. Which sounds a little bit horrifying when you hear it out of context, but remember that this is being said by Applejack, so we're good. Yes, she is the spirit of Hearth's warming past, Michael. And what did you think of... Because I know you had some observations about the way it was visualized, the journey back to the past. So why don't you talk about that?
Yeah. They're flying through the past, and then they like circle around a tree, but like they circle around it multiple times, and you see the tree like getting younger. I think it's so cool, and it's not really something that I've like seen in terms of like specifically Christmas Carol or kind of in time travel in general. I just thought it looked so cool. I was like, oh wow, that's really something. And it's all like fluid and neat. And there's a song too. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's a good little song. And the visuals really suit what the song is about, because it's very much, we see the seeds of the past. That's what the song's all about, the seeds of the past. So yeah, we get that classic kind of Christmas Carol scene of really trying hard in school, and the professor instilling these values of learning. No time for this holiday loving. Stop it. You spend your time learning to become a powerful unicorn. Well, that's the thing that's different. Scrooge didn't try to become a unicorn. I wish he did. But yeah, the pacing, I mean, also, they have to tell the whole story in a very quick 22 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, when we started, there was part of me that was like, it can't be Christmas Carol because there's so much ground to cover, and we're starting, like, the story, like, pretty late in the episode.
Yeah, we are.
And no, like, it still went all the way through, and it did not feel rushed either. That's the power of a musical episode.
It truly is. That's about 3.5 minutes into the episode that we hit Christmas Carol. But yes, very much the power of a musical episode. Famously, that season 3 finale, Magical Mystery Cure, the writers really would have loved to have a two-parter as usual to close out that season, but they didn't. So songs were really the best way to get through the story in an economic fashion. And that's also the case here. Definitely very much. Because the spell that this Starlight character is about to cast, well, Snowfall, rather, it all comes from her past. But once we finish up the past section, well, we gotta see who's gonna be the spirit of Hearth's warming present. And you just see a giant present. And, I mean, you just know.
Like, it's just right.
Just like how Applejack was perfect for, like, oh, okay, yeah, the traditional one. That makes a lot of sense. This is just like, oh my gosh. In every way, this is perfect. And you could tell how excited they are that they get to do this. Because, yes, you see that big, big present wrapped up in a box. And then it's that horrifying silhouette. And then reveal, yes, it's Pinkie Pie. Then we start to get that whole kind of discussion again from Starlight about how presents are pointless things that ponies waste their time on. But Pinkie says, it's not what the gift is that matters, it's what the gift means. Because Starlight's like, it doesn't mean anything, it's just stuff. But Pinkie says there's a meaning behind each and every gift. Sometimes a cupcake means I love you, or a toy means, hi, how are you doing? And sometimes a scarf means, well, a scarf usually means you look cold, that one's easy. And then her spirit of Hearthwarming present sense starts going off. Not her Pinkie sense, as usual, because this isn't... This by no means is Pinkie Pie, in the story that Twilight is reading. It's just these are very different characters. And because of that sense, that means a song is coming on. And this is probably the song that I listen to the most around the holidays. Just a very nice, catchy, old-timey feel to this. And it's called Pinkie's Present. And it's about how the present's always filled with presents. Large, medium, and small. And it's also just really fitting for her character, too, since he ushers Starlight Scrooge into that classic party setting, which you usually see in A Christmas Carol in, like, the past part. But the reason that they put it here is so they don't have to have anyone play the Cratchit family, because, like, what characters or main characters are you really going to do and, like, have them, like, pair up? Like, you don't have, like, a Mickey and Minnie or a Kermit and Piggy or something in this show. So you kind of just want to make it a group setting, like a more of a social setting. And it also better fits the values of friendship, which, of course, this episode is about, and obviously the show is about. And yes, the present's always filled with presents. Take a look around. And the song concludes, and this is probably my favorite gag in the episode. The song ends by singing that the reason for the holiday is quite easily found, and the reason is to be with your friends. And then we have a sharp cut back to Twilight, who is implied to have sung this entire song in her Pinkie impression. And she says again, and the reason is to be with your friends. And Tara Strong does her little Pinkie Pie impression. And Starlight's like, you're doing your Pinkie Pie voice, right? And Twilight's like, I was not. And Spike laughs. And it's so funny and really cute. I liked it a lot.
Oh, yeah, it's wonderful.
We really just get a sense of the other characters at the party, and they start talking about this little Snowfrost Scroogester. And what are they saying nice things about her, Michael?
Not exactly. They don't like her. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, well, she said Hearthwarming Eve is just an excuse to party, and we'd all be better off spending time working to make Equestria a better place. And the crowd boos. Everyone in the room.
It is a weird way to word it, to have everyone boo. I did laugh. I was like, oh, she just wants to make Equestria a better place. Boo.
Well, they say, look, I think a perfect Equestria looks a lot like a Hearthwarming Eve party. Because you have to remember, all the different kinds of ponies, they used to be separate, Michael, and this holiday united them. So you're really gonna diss this holiday? It's a little ridiculous. Be respectful to your history, Michael. So,
what?
Of course. What?
How was I being disrespectful?
How is what being disrespectful? Do I need to teach you a lesson, Michael? Do I need to show you some apparitions? Do you not understand?
I mean, if it's in a musical format, please go ahead.
I don't have a musical prepared for you, but, she wants to stop this holiday, this wonderful holiday, Michael. Do we really? You know what? I'm going to take you to a section that's really going to prove how terrible it would be if she succeeded in stopping this holiday. You think all that work is going to be better? No, it turns out it's not. We come into the future. Hearthwarming yet to come. And you thought, who did you think that would be playing this spirit?
So originally I was like, it's going to be Twilight. Probably, because all the main six were, like, at the party. But then I was like, it's probably Twilight. But it could be Spike. There was that part of my mind. I was like, because I don't know if she would want, like, for herself to be, like, in it. But also they could do jokes about it. And also, like, it'll tie up to what they're doing right now. Anyway, all this to say it was not Twilight. I was wrong. I was very incorrect.
Neither Twilight nor Spike were at the party or in this story whatsoever. And you'd think it would make sense, since Twilight, of course, is the one that really sort of spearheaded this redemption arc for Starlight, as we saw in the Season 5 finale. But it is not. It is, in fact, Princess Luna who plays the spirit of Hearthwarming yet to come, which I think you seemed excited about.
Oh, yeah, I like Luna a lot. I was really excited about it, because, like, the second she showed up, like, and I saw the hood, I was like, is that Luna? But, like, I didn't even have any good, like...
She looks big as
reasoning for it. Yeah, she looks big. I was also thinking it was, like, half the cast, so, you know. This isn't to say, oh, I predicted the My Little Pony Christmas Carol episode. I'm so smart.
Get your badge for predicting the My Little Pony Christmas Carol character reveal a second before it was fully shown. Come pick up your badge in the lobby. No, but yeah, it could have just been Twilight rendering herself as this giant, powerful alicorn.
That was another thought.
Oh, that would have been really funny. But no, it is Princess Luna, and she also has a message for Snowfall, and you know what? It's also through a song, and this is a really cool song too. This is basically the climax of this episode is a long-awaited, proper Luna solo. We've heard her sing just a little bit before. Not very much. Really, I think only once before this, actually, in the season 4 finale. That's all I can think of off the top of my head prior to this. So, it was a long time coming. Luna, it feels like sometimes she doesn't really get her due. She was, redeemed in the first episode of the show. We didn't see her again until midway through season 2. It took a while. She basically says, yeah, I mean, the reason we're in this barren-looking wasteland is that you will succeed in erasing the holiday as you wished. The cold wind blows through, and yeah, what do you think of just, kind of the visuals of this sequence?
It was kind of what I was expecting, because I'm very familiar with the tale, with the Hearth's warming tale. It was a little weird seeing it in the My Little Pony art style and everything, because it's everything's kind of dead and gray. Okay,
it's a little sad.
Yeah. Okay, continue please. But it's also hype because it's Luna's second.
It's the antithesis of everything the show stands for, as it should be. This is the darkest.
That house is destroyed, but Luna's singing, so I kind of don't care about the house.
Yeah, honestly, if what Starlight did got us to the point that Luna is singing, maybe she should do what she's gonna do. Just affirms her decision. You're right. I'm gonna cast that spell. Thank you. The Wendigos are flying around, and Starlight's like, no, they're not real. It's just a little Philly story, which is the same thing they say about Luke Skywalker in The Force Awakens. They thought he was a little Philly story, but no, he was real, and the Wendigos are real, Michael.
And these happened around the same time, right?
Yeah. J.J. Abrams did not direct this episode, so
thank God for it.
Yeah, thanks Celestia, Michael. Thanks Celestia.
Yeah, dear Princess Celestia, I'm really glad Spike didn't go up in a spaceship and die, but then 5 seconds later we learned he did not.
That is a good Rise of Skywalker joke, Michael. Very good.
Anyway, let's get to the ponies doing Charles Dickens, please.
Yeah, back to the ponies doing Charles Dickens. In this classic episode of My Little Pony, the characters reenact J.J. Abrams' Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just funny, because we were talking about how in the Netflix episode description, it does literally say, obviously in the episode, Twilight doesn't say, oh yes, well, we're going to tell Charles Dickens A Christmas Carol today, because, it wouldn't exist. But the plot description says that's exactly what they're doing. So Starlight, obviously, is very remorseful. She doesn't want Equestria to be bathed in a blanket of eternal snow. She didn't see how important Hearth's Warming Eve was, Michael. Please, Spirit, she hasn't cast the spell yet. Is there still time? She's sorry. And is there still time?
I am pleased to announce that there's still time.
There's still time to fix... What's that game that they're fixing? They're giving everyone a refund. You like that joke?
Yeah, I like that joke. Anyway, Ponies doing Christmas Carol. Let's go.
Ponies doing Christmas Carol. So, of course, you get your classic Christmas Carol ending. I wish she said, you there, Philly. What day is it? We don't get that, unfortunately. But we still do get... She runs to the party. She hopes she wasn't too late.
Yeah, it would have been brought gifts. Hey, you, what's today? You don't know. Why... It's Hearth's Warming Eve.
Yes, I haven't missed it. Finally, Snowfall concedes that she was wrong about Hearth's Warming Eve. It's not all about singing and presents. The singing and presents are all about celebrating the ponies in our lives. The ponies we should listen to more often. Our friends. And the presents she brought weren't that great. There's a dragon toenail. And she's like, I was in a hurry. Because, she just did it that morning.
Not that great. Nobody's ever given Rainbow Dash that gift before. Okay? Well, Rainbow Crash, that gift before. It's awesome.
Well, I'm just saying, she was in a hurry, and she was a little self-conscious about it. But it ended up working out this time. And you know what? From that day on, of all the Hearth's Warming Eve celebrations, Snowfall's was reportedly the Hearth's
That's exactly where I was hoping you were going to go with it, and then you did. I was like, well, okay, don't really have anything else to add on to that.
I mean, that's what Twilight said. That's what it said in the book. I'm just reading the story.
You know, out of all the snowfalls in the world, you're the snowy falliest.
We complete the story. Twilight says, thanks for letting me read it to you. And, you know, you could call it a night, but, like, Spike and I are going to head downstairs to the party. And if you wanted to, you'd be welcome to join us. Which is just really sweet. She doesn't force the friendship upon her, Michael. There's no redemption spell that they once wanted to use on Discord. No, it's just, hey, if you want to join us, you can. If not, no pressure. And, of course, she doesn't come downstairs. She goes to sleep. No, she comes down.
She goes to sleep to get ready for Hearth's warming. The day, not Eve.
No, the day frankly doesn't matter. It's all about the eve on this holiday. It finally, Christmas Eve gets its proper representation. I was
gonna say, like, it just happens that Eve's part of the name.
Yeah.
It's not actually the day before. It just is the day.
Well, because they can't say Christmas, but they can say Eve. So if they put the word Eve in there, then you know what they're going for. In case the snow wasn't enough to tell you.
In case the snow and Christmas Carol and gifts weren't enough.
Exactly. So Starlight comes in. She sings one last song. It's a reprise of the first song with new lyrics. Hearth's Warming Eve is filled with presents. Some take you by surprise. A story shared by your good friends that makes your spirits rise. Sometimes you just let go of the past. You know, as she had to do, both in real life and in the story. And by real life, I mean in the canon of the show. Enjoy the present while it lasts, and really it's not that much to ask, with good friends by your side. But yeah, it's their favorite date. They're gonna party till late. Hearth's Warming Eve is here once again. That's a Hearth's Warming tale. What did you? Yeah, you seem to enjoy this one, Michael. You have anything else you want to say about it?
I think it was an awesome episode. I loved the music. I really liked the visuals. I think that the visuals in this episode were, like, stronger than in the previous few in this season. Like, even when Pinkie Pie was just, like, bouncing her head, like, it turned a little bit, like it curved downward. Like, instead of just kind of bouncing up and down, it kind of, like, goes left and right. Like, visually, it looks stunning, because it's not something that this show or shows like this typically do. It's something that I noticed in the new Animaniacs, and I was like, oh, this is so pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that they just really took it a step above and beyond for this episode.
Yeah. Like, whenever it's a musical episode, as we were saying, and look, I have to shout out Daniel Ingram for doing the music. Like, always, throughout the whole show.
Absolutely.
We stan a legend. And, you know, just everything. I feel like when he writes bangers into an episode, like, just everything else about the production also seems to go up. Like, the writing in general is great. The pacing's really strong. The animation's great. I mean, the sets, everything's just so varied. And, yeah, it goes by really quickly. It's a quality episode of television. It's perhaps the most youngest skewing thing we've reviewed yet, and you know what? That's a darn good thing, because show this to your little fillies. I highly encourage it. That's right. That's a Hearth's Warming tale, and Michael, can you care to tell us what tale we'll be discussing on the next episode of Checking It Twice?
Yeah, well, listen, this package, it's not fully wrapped. On the bottom, it says Christmas Carol, but I don't know if this is, like, the next gift or just some other yet-to-come gift.
No, not that one, Michael. The one over there, that's that big box. The big present that signifies the present, because it'll be, you know, the present. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, this one doesn't have any, like, holes or tears. It's actually, like, a perfectly wrapped present. Like, I kind of don't want to open it.
Oh, you don't want... Oh.
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't want to ruin
so you can't
this.
tell us?
I just kind of want it to be here, kind of like a decoration.
I see.
You know, like a figure, like a figurine, like an anime figurine.
Why like an anime figurine?
Because you put those up. You know, you don't take them out of the box.
Oh, of course, Michael. Of course.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, if there's anything that says anime figurines to me, it's My Little Pony. Friendship is magic. Buy them now. yes.
Well, I mean, they do have the anime figures.
That's what I'm saying. I've
okay.
seen the pictures, and I'm interested in purchasing them because they look really cool. Look, you got to get that Sunset Simmer. We stand a legend.
Yeah, like I feel like every few months, everyone's like, "Whoa, these exist?"
Yep.
And every time I'm like, they're so expensive, but I want.
The next time someone reminds me they exist, and I told you this, Michael. The next time someone reminds me, I'm buying the Sunset one. I have to. We stand Sunset. We stand her.
Yeah,
we'll have to talk
great.
more about MOP in the future. I don't care. The seal's been broken now. I'm just gonna do what I want. I don't care if I'm judged for it. It's not 2011 anymore. I can just appreciate this cute little show. I like the horses. It's good.
Yeah, I like the horses too. They make me cry happy tears.
Me too, Michael. And with that, I wish every pony a happy Hearth-swarming Eve.
Happy Hearth-swarming Eve.
And may you enjoy your last Hearth-swarming Eve.
You don't treat it as if it's your last.
Right. No, that's what... Michael, I love that. I was just going to end this on a stupid little gag, but you flipped the script. I love it.
And now the podcast is about 20% cooler.